And welcome back to Life Unrehearsed. Matt Del Vecchio here, and Doctor, we need help. And I'm going to throw this out there to our listeners. Over 800,000 Quebeckers without a doctor and not getting any better. Difficult to get a family physician. People are waiting a long time. I'm talking years. And I want to hear from you. Yes, I don't want venting. We want solutions. That's what we're all about at Life Unrehearsed. What have you done? We want our listeners to get to know a little bit more, maybe some hints as to how you are able to obtain some medical help for yourself or a loved one if you don't have a family physician. Call me at 514-790-0800 or text me at 514-800. The texts are coming in. I'm going to get to some of them. Text again is 514-800. You know, the CAQ government invoked closure to pass Bill 15. You heard all about it. That sweeping healthcare reform bill. It went through in the wee hours of morning Friday night. In fact, 5:15 a.m. is when it all wrapped up between Friday and Saturday. There was an electronic vote at the National Assembly. 75 votes in favor, 27 against, and no abstentions. A lot of people not happy with the way they put closure to it. And, you know, they're claiming, the government is, look, we debated this a lot of hours, 250 hours plus hours. And they're saying, isn't that enough? Well, you know, I think a lot of people are still disagreeing with that. We certainly had the 6 past premiers that disagreed on Bill 15. Many hospital groups and regional healthcare institutions very, very concerned that we're going to lose our local support, or at least some control of that local support. However, it's done. It's passed. We have to live with this. We better get used to the phrase Santé Quebec. It's going to be around, and they're going to really move forward with this. And sometimes I have to step back because the reason behind all of this is to make our healthcare system better. And I hope it will. And we've heard all the reasons why it shouldn't pass and this and that. Well, you know what? That was Friday. Today's the weekend. Tomorrow's Monday. We have to move forward. I could only hope that the direction they're heading is in the right direction. I think there's a lot of our guards are up. However, let me say this. I get calls on a daily basis talking to clients about their struggles and frustration with our healthcare system. I've had adult children literally crying on the phone because of what their mom or dad are going through just to access services. It could either be waiting months just to get an evaluation for their mom or dad, waiting forever to get some home care support, or even it could be a loved one just waiting on a waiting list to get into a public nursing home. We're talking 1, 2, even 3 years now just to get into a CHSLD. It is ridiculous. Well, here's a couple stats for us that's going to boggle your mind. In April 2019, there was a total of 9,576, mostly elderly Quebeckers, that were on a wait list for home care. By September 9th of this year, and that's the latest date that we have some stats available, that wait list, waiting for home care, had ballooned to more than 21,000 people. That has more than doubled. In April 2019, there were just under 2,500 Quebeckers waiting for a spot in a CHSLD. By November 4th, last month, that number was 4,546 Quebeckers that were waiting. Again, almost doubled. And you wonder why our emergency rooms are a disaster? This is all a domino effect of waiting. And ultimately what happens, you end up in the emergency room. Our older adults and younger adults, and quite frankly, the entire Quebec population needs better. And we need change. Is Santé Quebec going to be the answer? I don't know. But I wish them well, and I wish them well to do it rapidly because we do need help. Because we're heading in the wrong direction. Our population is aging as well. This is also part of the challenge that we're facing. So I want to add this, though, that's very important. And this is not a knock on the people working in the healthcare system. In fact, quite the opposite. Once you're in our healthcare system, you'll see, by and large, they are hardworking, compassionate people doing the best they can with limited resources. I deal with a lot of them in my world, and they are good people. They're working hard, and I actually feel for them because you could see the pressure that they're under. So this leads me to the doctor shortage, over 800,000 Quebeckers. If you're not sure of how to get a doctor and you don't have a doctor, here's what you need to do. I hope you can go online. This is also part of the challenge because a lot of the resources are available online, and this is a challenge for older adults who are not comfortable. However, to find a doctor, to get your name on the list, you go on the Quebec Family Doctor Finder. That's the English name, but the acronym is GAMF, Guichet d'Accès à un Médecin de Famille. So you just look up Quebec Family Doctor Finder, and it's actually not a difficult process. You register you or your loved one on the GAMF, and once you're on the list, you will be waiting a long time, but at least you're on the list, which will give you access to services if you need them very quickly. There's something called a primary care access point. Okay, so if you are officially on the government list for a doctor, you can access services online through the primary care access point, or if you're not comfortable online, you simply dial 811 option number 3. This is also a telephone version of it, of the primary care access point, and nurses usually, will be able to try to get you an appointment. Okay, so that is the official way to do it. Again, we want to hear from you. I think we've got Vince on the line. I'm sorry, Vince. We've been keeping you on the line for a while. What say you, Vince?
Yes, good evening. So you've made some really good points and some great information for the public. I'm glad to hear that. Yes, my family, I usually have to go online, and I really have to be on at exactly 7 o'clock. And then book an appointment, and if it's any later, then everything gets booked up, right? If there's a family emergency, we need to bring somebody in to the clinic, that's really the way to go, but it really has to be at 7 o'clock, otherwise, and again, it's a question of, you mentioned it, there's a shortage of family doctors, and one point I rarely hear on the radio or TV or any other talk show is, in my opinion, maybe I'm naive or I don't really know how the educational system works, but I just don't understand why universities just don't open up the universities to accepting more students. And I understand that there was a report at one point where in other provinces they're having the same issues, and especially for rural communities and further away places, there's got to be some sort of assistance. And I'm sure students are probably willing to sign on and say, if I'm accepted in the med school, because it's hard to get in. And I don't think it's because these students are not bright. I think there's just, and I don't want to.
I agree, Vince. Can the university sector step up? I know it gets a little bureaucratic there, but who knows with Santé Québec? Is that going to be part of the solution? I think there's many solutions. We do have to cut it off here. We're already out of time. Vince, thank you for calling in. You're in Vaudreuil. God bless you. I hope you're doing okay crossing the bridge when you have to. Other quick texts, talk to your local pharmacist. We've had pharmacists on the show. They're doing a great job filling in some of the need here. Telehealth is becoming more and more popular, and if you have the means, there are more and more private medical clinics showing up. I recognize that's not easy because not everyone can afford that medical clinic. Well, thank you very, very much for tuning in to Life Unrehearsed. I do want to thank our producer, Dario. Great job today. And as a reminder, for all your inquiries or assistance with life transitions, elder care planning, and the senior living industry, it'd be my pleasure to help. You can find out more if you look up Lianas Senior Transition Support. That's Lianas, Lianas Senior Transition Support. Happy Sunday evening. You could tune in to Life Unrehearsed every Sunday at 4 p.m.